Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm renovating this build. I did it like a few months ago and it is quite expensive if I have to admit to that. But it's also quite a large house. It's almost a mansion, I think. And yeah, I decided that I wanted to make it cheaper. So when you play, you can download it earlier in the gameplay and use it for your Sims because yeah, otherwise it is quite expensive. And I just decided I really wanted to challenge myself to make it look almost the same but be half as expensive. And yeah, I did that like multiple times already, and I decided I was going to do it again and again. I think I'm going to do it like forever, as long as I'm going to build, because whenever I do like a normal build and I think, well, why not renovate it and make it cheaper or just renovate it in general. Sometimes I do like 10-minute build challenges or something, so I renovate them as well and make them a little bit prettier with a little bit more time. So yeah, that's like a series that I'm doing, just yeah, making several renovations and making it look better or cheaper or whatever. Just like a challenge for myself without it being like an official challenge, I think, at least. And yeah, as you can see, I did like a little trick with the flooring to make it look more interesting, even though it's like the cheapest flooring that we do have. And I really like using that trick. I think it's like the neatest one that I have, and the one that oftentimes makes it quite a lot less expensive than it is with like more expensive flooring, of course, because some of the flooring is really, really expensive. And yeah, as you can see, if you do have a lot of floor space, you also have a lot of flooring that you can replace with that trick, and it makes it way cheaper. And yeah, otherwise I oftentimes delete stuff that is not really necessary, or like, for example, the rug, the one that I had previously was quite expensive, so I decided to replace it with a cheaper one. And like the most important items that need to be looked at are like the appliances, the TV, the kitchen appliances like the fridge or the stove. Those are oftentimes quite expensive, so those are the things that need to be replaced the most often, because otherwise you can never get it down enough that it actually is like half as expensive, but which is the challenge that I set myself. And of course also the computers. They also are often quite expensive, so those are oftentimes also victim of the challenge that I set myself. And I oftentimes also like replace the light, because we do have the cheapest light, the 50 simoleon light, and it lights up the room really good. And sometimes if I use another light, it's not quite as bright and I need more lights even, so it gets even more expensive. So yeah, that is oftentimes also something that I replace with the cheapest, the saucer light, the little one. And I also oftentimes rearrange some stuff to make it look like more. And often I also make the shell smaller. In this case, I don't think I did, because I really liked the shape that I had going on. And yeah, it didn't even really occur to me that I maybe should change the shape and make it a little bit smaller. The only thing that I did do is the balcony on the left side. If you look from the street of the house, I just made it into a roof, a flat roof. I just decided that I don't really need the space, and yeah, it just needs to be filled with something, and I didn't really have the money for that, honestly. And as you can see, now I'm also doing the flooring on the outside in the concrete. The concrete is like the default concrete that doesn't cost anything. And if you just change the swatch, it actually looks really high-end and I think really cool. So that's another trick for like the spaces where you can actually use concrete, so kitchen and the outside and also the bathrooms. I oftentimes just use that to make it cheaper, and I think the really dark one actually looks really good as well. And now I'm in the part where I'm struggling to find other stuff to delete or replace because yeah, I did everything and now I looked at how expensive it is and I decided, okay, I need to do some major changes still. And as you can see, I decided to make the backyard smaller. And that also oftentimes helps. It's the same thing as if you make the whole house smaller. It's just the backyard in this case. And then I also noticed, okay, the grill, I hadn't looked at that yet. That's also a source of quite a lot of expense. So yeah, that was that. And then I had a house that is half as expensive. It went from almost 245,000 simoleons to 122,000 simoleons. Now you can see some screenshots of the build. I hope you like it. You can download it from the gallery. My ID is TGGSims, same as my YouTube channel name. I also hope that you liked the video and will consider pressing the thumbs up button and subscribing. Thanks very much for watching and have a great week. Bye!